So Real Broker has changed a lot since I first joined in March 2021. First off, we've gone from 2,000 agents to almost 10,000 agents today. They've added a bunch of great new benefits and features for being an agent here, and they have changed their fees, including adding a few new fees. So today I'm going to do a complete breakdown of everything that you need to know before joining Real Broker today in 2023. So Real Broker was established in 2014 in New York City. However, it did not have this current cloud-based brokerage model until 2020. As of this video, we're now in 45 states, plus DC, and 3 provinces in Canada. And Real's agent count has consistently more than doubled every 12 months since I've been an agent here, so I wouldn't be surprised if April 2024 we're sitting at around 20,000 agents. And Real Broker is a publicly traded company. You can buy the stock on the NASDAQ. The ticker symbol is REAX. So Real Broker has an 85-15 split with a $12,000 cap. It's actually incredibly generous in this industry. In my last brokerage, I had to give them 36% of every transaction. I would keep 64% of that until I paid them $32,000 a year. So for me, having an 85-15 split with a $12,000 cap is huge. Now, while you're paying your cap, there is no transaction fee, but after you cap, you keep 100% of your commission, but there is a $285 transaction fee per transaction. And now once you hit Elite Agent, which I'll talk about later, that transaction fee actually drops down to $129 per transaction. Now on top of that, there is a $30 per transaction fee across all fees, and they're calling this the BEOP fee. This is the broker review, error and omissions insurance, and processing fee. This across all transactions before and after you cap. Real does have a one-time sign-up fee of $249 when you first join the company, and Real does have an annual fee of $750. This actually gets taken out of your first 3 transactions of the year, $250, $250, and $250. And I actually do like this model because you don't have to pay this annual fee until you actually have money coming in. And that's actually across the board. Real has no monthly fees. You only pay these fees when you have money coming in. Real does offer 3 types of teams. You have the standard team where you have a team leader and then team members underneath of them. If you go with the standard team, your team members cap is actually only $6,000 a year instead of $12,000 a year. However, there is a minimum that they have to give the team leader, which is at least 25% of their commissions in order to qualify for that reduced cap. Real also offers domestic teams between family members, so maybe a husband and wife or a mother and a daughter. And with a domestic team, you have 1 cap that you share between the 2 of you. And you also only get 1 login for all your different accounts at Real. And Real also has marketing groups. So marketing group is similar to a team, but everybody pays a $12,000 cap. And with a marketing group, you have complete flexibility. You can have whatever kind of team structure that you want. Your team agreement is actually not on record with Real. So if you want to charge people a monthly fee to be part of your marketing group, or if you all just want to co-market together and brand yourself as a national team, you can do that. And marketing groups can market across state lines as well. So you can have agents all across the country be part of your marketing group. So one of the benefits of being an agent here at Real is that they give away quite a bit of free stock to their agents. There's actually 4 different ways you can earn free stock here at Real. The first way is that you can simply opt in to buy it as part of your commission. So before you cap, you can contribute 5% of your commission to buying Real stock, and Real will give you up to a 15% bonus free stock on top of that purchase. After you cap, you can give them up to 10% of your commission, and Real will give you up to a 30% free bonus on top of that. Now, in order to receive this free bonus stock, you do need to hold all that stock for at least 12 months. You can't buy it and then 2 days later sell all the stock. You need to hold it for at least 12 months and then you get that bonus on top of it. The next way you can earn free stock is by capping, simply paying that $12,000 a year cap to Real, which is actually pretty easy to do. It's usually about 5 or 6 transactions depending on your price range, and Real will give you 250 shares of stock in the company. The third way is by attracting agents. So if you sponsor an agent into the company, when they close their first transaction, you'll get 125 shares of free stock in the company. Now, this stock does have a 3-year vesting period, so you have to be with the company for an additional 3 years before you actually receive that stock. Now, the amount of free stock that Real gives you for capping and agent attraction, this is actually going to change over time as the value of the stock goes up. As the number of agents in the company also go up, they're going to adjust how much free stock they give. And so this is almost like an incentive to be an early adopter of this model. The fourth way you can earn free stock in the company is with their Elite Agent Award. So there's actually 2 ways to hit Elite Agent. One is that you cap, and then you pay $6,000 in post-cap transaction fees. And the transaction fee was $285 per transaction, so that works out to about 21 transactions after you cap. And if you hit this milestone, Real automatically give you $16,000 in free stock in the company. Now, if you're a team leader, and let's say you're collecting 50% of the commission from the agents on your team, when they pay that $285 transaction fee, 50% of that transaction fee goes towards your $6,000 cap. So if you're a team leader, you have agents underneath of you, it's actually going to be incredibly easy for you to hit this elite agent status. The second way is for you to cap and then earn at least $500,000 in commissions with at least 10 transactions under $1 million each. This will also give you the production award of $16,000. If you receive this production award, you're also eligible for their cultural award, which is an additional $8,000 in free stock. And there's a couple of ways to receive this cultural award. It says here that you can teach monthly topics at Real Academy, give back to the Real agent community, or give back to your local community. So if you're just involved in the Real community, maybe you lead a mastermind or teach a 1-hour class once a month, that's enough for you to receive this cultural award. And so all combined, this is $24,000 in free stock that you'll receive for hitting this elite agent status. And once again, this stock does have a 3-year vesting period on it, so you do have to be with the company for an additional 3 years in order to receive that stock. So Real does offer its agents a revenue share program where it will reward its agents for helping grow the company. And Real looks at revenue share as a marketing expense. Instead of them running ads and campaigns to try to attract agents, they find that one-on-one conversations are the best way to actually grow a company and find other agents that are in line with our culture. So they've taken their entire marketing budget and are giving it back to the agents of the company. And so for any agent that you directly bring into the company, Real will give you 5% of every commission that they earn until they cap. And this is going to be a maximum of $4,000 a year for every capping agent you bring into the company. And like I said before, capping is not that hard here. It's usually about 5 or 6 transactions a year. So these agents are going to be in your tier 1. Any agents that they bring into the company are going to be in your tier 2, and you can receive up to $3,200 a year for them, or 4% of every commission until they cap. Any agent your tier 2 agents bring into the company will be in your tier 3. You'll receive 3% of every commission that they earn until they cap, which is going to be a maximum of $2,400 a year. Any agent they bring in will be in your tier 4. You'll receive 2% of every commission that they earn until they cap. That's going to be a maximum of $1,600 per year. And any agent they bring in are going to be in your tier 5, and you'll receive 1% of every commission that they earn until they cap, which is a maximum of $800 a year. Now, when you first join, you only have your tier 1 benefits automatically unlocked. In order to unlock your tier 2 benefits, you need to have at least 10 producing agents in your tier 1. And Real defines a producing agent as any agent that earns at least $3,000 in commission every 6 months. So if they close at least 1 transaction or even a few rentals every 6 months, then Real is going to consider them a producing agent in order to help you unlock your other tiers. Once you have 15 producing agents in your tier 1, that's going to unlock your tier 3 benefits. Once you have 20 producing agents in your tier 1, that's going to unlock your tier 4 benefits. And once you have 25 producing agents in your tier 1, that's going to unlock your tier 5 benefits. So Real recently did add a few fees to the revenue share model just this year. So once a year, you have to pay a $175 processing fee in order for you to receive your revenue share. And they did add a 1.2% fee to your revenue share. And 1.2% is pretty small. So essentially, instead of $4,000 a year for every tier 1 agent, you're actually going to receive $3,952 a year for every tier 1 agent after you deduct this 1.2% fee. And as you can see, Real Broker's revenue share model can be incredibly profitable. And just for full transparency, to give you an example, I've been with the company for 2 years now. I have 72 agents in my downline, and I'm probably averaging about $5,000 a month passive income from revenue share. And so revenue share can be a very significant additional stream of income. I have many friends that are bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in revenue share from this exact model. Now, Real does offer a few pretty unique benefits that you're not going to find in other companies. One of them is actually going to be willable revenue share. So as of right now, if I passed away, I can leave my revenue share to my son, right? They don't have to be a licensed agent because Real marks revenue share as a marketing expense, not as a commission. And this is huge for a lot of people. This is huge for me. I have a son with very severe intellectual disabilities. He's 8, he can't speak, he's not potty trained, and that gives me great anxiety about what happens to him when I die. And now I know that if I passed away tomorrow, he's still going to get this passive income coming in month after month to help support him. So willable revenue share is huge, and it's something that you're not going to find anywhere else. Now, Real also recently rolled out with co-sponsorship. So when an agent joins the company, they can actually list 2 different agents as their sponsor into the company. And I actually love this feature for a few reasons. One is that most agents I talk to, they are talking to multiple people at Real. So now if there were 2 agents that were really influential in their decision to join, they can list both those agents as sponsors into the company. And what I really think that this means is that more agents in the company are going to receive revenue share because of this. There's other companies that offer revenue share, and what ends up happening is that there's a handful of agents that everybody puts down as their sponsor. But now that you can list 2 different people as your sponsor, they're just going to kind of spread the wealth out a lot more. And that agent coming in now has 2 different people that they can use as a resource and go to with questions. And I think it's also really going to help avoid the pitfall of there's being so much emphasis on what downline you're in. Real wants to avoid kind of dividing our community up into separate communities. They want to really intertwine and interconnect our entire Real community, and co-sponsorship is going to help them accomplish this. Now, one way that I've been using co-sponsorship is if I have a newer agent reach out to me, I'll often sponsor them to the company, and I'll also find them a local agent in their local market that can kind of help them with contracts and kind of that local information. I'll find somebody in their local market to also co-sponsor that agent with me. So there's actually quite a few different business models and ways that you can really take advantage and leverage co-sponsorship here at Real. Now, Real also has a title company and a mortgage company that right now they're slowly rolling out to all the states. It's only available in a few states, but Real does offer joint venture profit sharing. So when Real Mortgage and Real Title comes to your state, you can actually buy a percentage of that company in your state. This is actually a very common practice with title companies right now, that you can invest in that title company. And then of course, if you do that, you have a big team. Typically you send all your business to that title company. It's kind of a way they kind of double dip in a way. So Real is offering this, so when they roll the Real Title and Real Mortgage out to your state, you can actually invest in your state's company and you'll receive part of the profit that that company makes. Let's talk about training at Real. So I think that at Real, you're gonna have some of the best training available in the entire industry, and I honestly mean that. With a traditional brokerage model, you're typically only getting training from agents in your market center, right, that are working at that local brokerage. And when you think about it, there's actually a financial disincentive for them to share their best information and their secrets and their tips with you, because you're directly competing with them in that same market. Here at Real, you're going to be masterminding with agents all around the country that are in completely different markets, and it is such a different experience than only networking and masterminding with agents that you're directly competing against in your own market. And since Real is publicly traded and almost all the agents in this company own some stock in this company, I feel like this has a big impact on the culture and the training that we have here at Real. And as you saw with the elite agent, to get the full $24,000 worth of free stock, our top agents are required to provide training and network and mastermind with everybody at the company in order to receive that benefit. So our training, I think, is top notch. We have some of the best agents all around the country providing completely free training. And so as soon as you join Real, you're gonna have instant access to over 170 online video classes. I've even got my own training in there as well. On top of that, Real typically has 20 to 30 live streams every single week that anybody can jump in and get this training live, ask questions, interact, and engage with the instructors. And one of my favorite things that Real offers are the masterminds. So there's several different people that are hosting weekly masterminds or monthly masterminds where anybody can join in. There's usually 30, 40, 50 agents on there, and you kind of mastermind about a specific topic or subject. So one unique thing about Real's culture and community is that as an agent, I'm not allowed to promise anything of value to an agent for putting me down as their sponsor. Nobody in the company is allowed to do that. So I can't say, if you put me down as your sponsor, I'm going to give you exclusive training that I'm not giving anywhere else. So what that actually turns into is that if I want to train people in my downline, I have to train everybody. And this is why I do have an online class at the Real Academy all about YouTube that's open to everybody in the company. And I actually host a bi-weekly mastermind all about YouTube, how to use it in your business, best practices, and that mastermind is open to everybody in the company, not just the agents in my downline. And this is true for everybody at the company. Everybody provides all their training, all their masterminds to everyone else in the company. And this is what's making Real's training very unique, and why I honestly think that we have some of the best training you're gonna find in the entire real estate industry. At most other brokerages out there, there's literally a financial disincentive for agents to provide top-notch training to other agents in their market center. There's other companies out there where agents are only providing that top-level training to people in their downline, people that they brought into the company. At Real, they've gone away with all that. There are incentives for us to provide the best training that we can to everybody in the company. And I think that has a huge, huge impact on the culture and the community of the company, and why we have some of the best training in the entire industry here at Real. So now let's talk about Real Broker's technology. So once again, I honestly believe that Real has some of the best technology in the entire real estate industry. So probably my favorite piece of tech that we get access to is the Real Broker app. So in the Real Broker app, it shows you everything that you need to know about your entire real estate business and all your different streams of income that you have access to here at Real, including, how much GCI you've earned this year, how many closed transactions you've earned, how close you are to capping. So that's one stream of income. Then of course it shows you all the information about your revenue share, including all the agents in your upline, all the agents in your downline, how much revenue share you've earned each month, and how much revenue share you're going to earn this month. And then of course it shows you the stocks and how much stocks that you've purchased and how much free stocks that you've earned so far. If you talk to any real estate coach, the first thing they're going to tell you is that you have to know your numbers. So I absolutely love that Real just easily displays all your numbers for your entire business right here on the homepage of the Real Broker app. Another great feature is that for any transaction that you have, you can open up the transaction and see all the information about that transaction, including a checklist of where you're at in that transaction, what needs to happen next. It shows you all the required documents for that transaction. It shows you all the pertinent information for that transaction, including the closing date and under contract date, how much commission you're going to earn, how much commission is going towards your cap. And my favorite part, it shows you all the contact information for all the relevant people in that transaction, the title company, the co-op agent, the buyers, the sellers. So you can see all this information for everything you currently have under contract, as well as all your past transactions as well, right here on your app. And this is huge for me. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh, I need to call that title company, what's their information again? Or I need to call that co-op agent, what's their phone number? Now I can just easily open up that transaction, pull up their contact information, and give them a call right then and there. And this app is something that I check daily now and has become a very critical part of my entire real estate business. And you're not going to find an app like this at very many brokerages at all, which is pretty surprising because it is so relevant to my business now that I have it. And of course, Real offers great support and has an entire support tab. Through the support tab, you can immediately call support at Real and talk to a real human being and get instant access to support. You can also email support through this app. And of course, it also gives you your broker's contact information. So you can immediately call or email your broker if you have any urgent local questions. And for every transaction, there's also a chat log in there between you and your broker and the processor. So if you have any questions, you can start a conversation within that file between you and your broker, and all that information can be saved right there in that file. And of course, all this information is also available on desktop on their dashboard, which they're calling Rezen. So again, you can see all the pertinent information for your entire business, your incomes, how close you are to capping, your license number, your license expiration date, a copy of your ICA, your upline, your downline. All that pertinent information you can find right here on this dashboard. And then of course you can go into each transaction. This is where you can upload the individual documents for your broker to review. You have access to all that same information right here on desktop as well. Now, kind of the heart of Real's culture and community is going to be Workplace. So Workplace was created by Facebook, so it looks just like Facebook, but it's only for people within one organization. So it looks just like Facebook, but it's only going to be people within Real Broker that have access to this. And Workplace is currently how you access all the training that we have. So in here, you're going to find the 170 online classes, and in here, you're going to access all the live streams that we have and all the masterminds. Now, I will say that they are working on a brand new site that they're calling the Real Academy, and they're moving all that training over to the Real Academy. That is going to be launching this year. But as of right now, all that training and all the live streams and masterminds are going to be in here. Now, Workplace also has several different groups if you have questions or you want to post something in there. And I would say that Workplace is also like another level of support. So as far as support goes, if you have an immediate question, you can call support, you can email support, you can call your broker, you can email your broker. But let's say you have more of a broad business question, right? Hey, what are you guys doing for lead generation? What will you do for this objection that I'm getting right now? You can post that in these groups and get feedback from other agents, and every state has a state-specific group. So once again, you can kind of mastermind and network with other agents within your state in your state-specific group within Workplace. And of course, you can message anybody that you meet in Workplace. So I'll often do a mastermind with somebody, do some training, and I'll have agents that message me right there in Workplace with more YouTube questions. So I've built a lot of great friendships and relationships through this Workplace. And of course, Workplace has a fantastic app, and they also have a messaging app as well, just like Facebook Messenger, Facebook app. And as a member of Real, you're going to get access to Chime. So Chime, in my opinion, is one of the best CRMs and websites for real estate agents in the entire industry. It has an incredibly easy user interface and is incredibly powerful with some built-in AI technology. So Chime is typically $500 a month to get a Chime website. If you're a Real agent, you can get that for $40 a month, so a huge, huge discount. And what a lot of agents do is that they set up their Chime website, they run Facebook or Google pay-per-click ads to it, and that's how they generate leads off their Chime website. And Chime has a very robust automatic lead follow-up plan for all those new leads. You can set up the AI chatbot to literally start texting the leads and get into a one-on-one conversation with them. That chatbot can even pre-qualify them, ask them if they are approved, and you can even link that to your calendar. So that chatbot can text the lead and say, great, I see you're pre-approved. Malcolm has availability Thursday at noon or Friday at 3 o'clock. Which time would work better for you to see this property? So it can generate leads for you automatically. By the time you get that lead, you know that they're pre-approved and you have a showing appointment for that lead. So this is some of the stuff that you can do with your Chime website and CRM. It is incredibly powerful. We have a lot of agents at Real that are using it at a very high level. And this is alone a huge benefit and perk to being an agent here at Real. Now, another huge benefit to being an agent here at Real is actually the culture of the company, right? We have an incredibly positive and supportive culture here at Real. And if you've never been with a company that has this type of culture, it may sound a little wishy-washy, but I think that it really is a relevant part to the experience of being an agent here. So the CEO of the company and co-founder Tamir and the president of the company Sharon are incredibly positive people, and they're very focused on creating a very helpful culture and maintaining that culture. And so we actually have quite a few restrictions on what you can do here at the company, especially around trying to recruit agents to the company. So Real, for example, you can't cold call agents to try to recruit them to the company. You can't run ads to try to recruit people into your downline. You can't offer people anything of value in order to join your downline over somebody else's. At Real, you're also not allowed to publicly disparage other agents or publicly disparage other brokerages as well. That's why all my videos are pretty positive and uplifting. I'm not attacking other companies, right? That's just not part of the culture here at the company. And what's really interesting to me is that they've actually worked incentives into the business model to encourage the type of positive culture. So with the revenue share, for example, when an agent joins the company, there's an incentive for me to reach out to them, see what I can do to help them, and answer any of the questions that they have into the company. And now with co-sponsorships, these agents that are coming in, they may have 2 different agents that are reaching out to them and see what they can do to help them out and just make sure they're having a good experience here. And I think just the fact that we're publicly traded and that Real gives away so much free stock, that Real is like owned by the agents that work at the company, right? And this has a huge impact on the culture and the community of the company, in my opinion. You know, a rising tide lifts all ships. And I think that a lot of the agents here want to see Real be successful. They want to take part in that success as well and do what they can to help this company succeed and do well and help the stock grow in value over time. You know, one of my favorite core values that Real has is work hard, be kind. And I think that absolutely epitomizes the culture and the community that we have at Real. And I'll be honest, you know, if that's not who you are, if you're not a kind person, and that's not how you run your business, if you're not in line with that core value, Real's probably not a great fit for you. But if you are in line with that core value, you think that Real may be a good fit for you, I'd love to have a one-on-one video call with you. I have a link down in the description below to my calendar. Just pick a date and a time. We can schedule a call to talk about your business, talk about Real, see if it'd be a good fit or not. And if you haven't watched my video yet with Sharon, the president of Real Broker, you can check that out right here. I think it's a fantastic interview. He goes over, you know, his vision for the company. He talks about a few major milestones that Real's going to be rolling out with later on this year. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.